Whoa, okay. I've had a lot of questions come in about the final project here, so I'm gonna go over it all in a video. So if you have questions, a good place to start is right here in the artist statement and webpage folder. All right. I have them split up so that way you can see what I'm looking for in your artist statement, what I'm looking for here in your webpage. This link here is where you will submit your webpage when you have it done. And this is the rubric. Okay. So it is all here underneath the webpage. I have the agenda, so a PowerPoint posted that goes over all of this. And I have an example linked. And here I have what exactly am I looking for in your artist statement, as well as that how, what, and why paper, kind of helping you or guiding you in those questions. Okay, so lots of resources here. Let's go ahead and open up the webpage folder. So I have the agenda posted here that tells you exactly the requirements, how to start your webpage. So let's look at that together. Here are the requirements. I am looking for all of these things on your webpage. Okay, does not have to be in this order as long as you have all of it on there. And it is easy for me to kind of figure out. You're gonna be good. Okay, so a photo of you, the artist, your name. Please put your first and last name on there. The name of the class. So Intro to 2D, Digital Design, VisCom, Painting 1. Okay, whatever the name of the class is. Your artist statement, we'll get into that a little bit more here in a second. The artworks you've created from the semester, okay? So low poly, surrealism, poster projects, whatever big projects you've done. If you have questions about which ones, feel free to ask me, okay? For each project, I want you to give it a title. If you really cannot come up with a title or you really don't want to title it, you can just put untitled, okay? And then below that or next to that somewhere, list one element you feel like is used on there and one principle you feel like is used in that project. If you feel like you have no idea what the elements and principles are, they are listed up in my room on the walls, okay? They are also still on Schoology. You go down, elements and principles right here. I have a PowerPoint on here that we went over way back in the beginning of the year. That is all on here. If you don't want to go through that, and if you don't want to look at my walls, you can also do a quick Google search of elements and principles. Could go on to any of the websites that pop up. A lot of times there are images with all the elements and principles listed, okay, and they give little graphic examples. So lots of different resources there to figure out the elements and principles if you do not remember some of them. And you can definitely ask me if whatever relates to a project, okay? If you were like, I don't know if form really relates to this, ask me, okay? Get back into here. And then lastly, make it pretty, okay? Don't just do the bare minimum. This is a digital class. If you're doing this into intro to 2D, that may be a little bit less of the make it pretty and just us trying to work through it. But any digital class here, if you are making a web page, make it pretty, okay? You have lots of different options. So how do I do this, okay? To make your web page, you need to go to the Adobe Creative Cloud and open up Adobe Express. How the heck do we do that? On your screen, close out of that, should be different apps over here. Mine doesn't have any of them up, but you should be able to click on the rainbow app, okay? This guy. That is the Adobe Creative Cloud. Whoops. So let me pull it over. Maybe, here we go. So it should open up like this, okay? Adobe Express probably will not just pop up right here. You go scroll down and you might find it down here. Easiest thing I do, it's also sometimes up here, is just to search it, okay? Type in Adobe Express, it'll pop up, And click on that. It's going to launch it for us. I'll open up this page here. Don't click on any of these things, okay? I know they are tempting. You're like, wow, so many different options. We want to make sure that we're making a web page. So we need to click on this big purple plus. We go down to web page, click on it. Boom, we have the web page open. I'm going to put this on my other tabs here. Nope. Where'd that go? There it is. All right. So we've clicked that big purple plus. We've opened up a web page. Looks like this, right? So what can we do on our web page? There are only so many things that you can do. There are a lot of options, but it is pretty limited. It's a very basic web page setup, okay? On here, you can type directly on here if you wanted to put your name. Oops. You can put the class right below there. I could pop a photo in here. I can upload a photo. Let's say that I want it to be an artwork of mine. Hit open. Boom. It's there. Down below here, I can add another photo if I wanted to. I could have it fill the screen, or I could make it tiny. Okay. You can move it around a little bit. I can move it up. Maybe not. Okay. You have to kind of just mess with it, figure it out a little bit. It does different things. Here's a window. Find a focal point. Maybe I want the eye to be the focal point. Save. As you scroll, you can see it kind of move around. You could do a photo grid. Pop in some different photos there. Now I have a photo grid in there. Got that guy in the background. What else can we add? We could add a button. And we could add a link into there. If you have something that you feel like relates to your project, one of your projects. Let's see what we got over here. I love Kirby, so I'd make projects about Kirby. Sorry, my cap box is on. Kirby GIF. Let me open them. No, it's not. Let's go. A whole page of Kirby GIFs. Perfect. I'm just gonna copy that and I'm gonna put it on to my web page. Boom. I want it to be in the middle. Save. I got my little button there now. What else can we add? Add a video in there. I would also put that in. I'm not gonna do that right now. Glide show allows you to put photos in the background. And we can scroll over them. See what else. You could upload photos. You can also search in here. I don't know if they'll have Kirby. Nope. Save that. So now those will kind of scroll through as we're sliding through my web page, which is fancy. I could split this up and add an image, and then I could type over here if I wanted to. And I could swap these if I wanted to. There's also different themes over here. If you hate whatever theme you're on, okay, I could change it up. This one's a little bit darker. After you start working with it and you're like, what is this kind of looking like? You're not really for sure. You can hit preview up here. It's out of the way. It's loading my preview of my web page. So here it is. We're scrolling through. Got this fun photo in the back. My text, photos I've added, transitions of photos, my little photo grid I made. Okay, my button shoots me to this fabulous page of Kirby GIFs. All right. So there are lots of different things that you can do directly on the web page in Adobe Express, okay? Don't feel like you can't do anything because there are lots of things. If you're wanting to kind of customize it a little bit further than that, like I did, okay, all these little different things, I'm going to show you a couple different options on how you could do that, okay? Obviously, we can't add in flowers, this little title, the circle image, okay? I did this all not directly on the web page. So if you're wanting to do that, I tell you how I did that, okay? How did I make mine? You can use Canva, Photoshop, or Adobe Express, and I kind of personalize those things, okay? So you want to open up a custom template. You can kind of size them, leave a little bit of wiggle room around the edges, okay? So that way they fit in, depending on how you're starting to break this up. This header up here is pretty wide, right? You're going to want to find something that is mostly the same shape, okay? Unless you have a short cover happening, then you're going to want to find something that is a short cover here. So make sure you're kind of looking at what that space looks like. So a fatter, longer rectangle. If I wanted to put in an image here, this is mostly a square, right? So try to pick something that fits whatever shape you're wanting to plop an image into. And then leaving a little bit of wiggle room, make sure that you're not cutting anything important off, okay? A little bit of wiggle room. Let's look at mine. This lines up pretty well, right? Nothing's getting cut off. So once you get those made, you just save them as JPEGs and then you add them as photos. Okay, so when you go to add a photo, you would want to save those however you made them, and we would open it up right here. So if you save them to your digital design folder, you could open it up from there. But that is how I did that. So here are your options of how you can customize Canva, boom. There are different templates on here. Again, it kind of just depends on what space you're trying to fill. So if you wanted to fill this chunky top, you could type in banner. Then they give you a couple different options. Okay. Lots of different things. Not all of them are free. If it has a little crown on it, it's not free. You could type in header. And again, some of these are a little bit skinnier. This one's more that size that we're looking for. These would be good maybe for that skinny look on the web page. So find one that you like and then you can customize it, okay? Which is exactly what I've done on my web page. Let's say I want to do this one. Customize this template. Click. I could change whatever text here. I could put my name. The class. You don't have to put the year, but if you want to put the year, you totally can. I could put the different names of the projects on here. Surrealism, poster project, color grid, whatever projects you have, right? Artwork or projects. You can delete things out of here. So if I don't want this right, I can hit bye-bye. Can hit bye-bye on that. Let's see. If I want to change this, let's see on here. Put a photo and see if I can make mine a circle. Let's say this one again. Upload. Boom. Can plop that in there. Let's see what else I get. Got a photo of me in here. We'll use this dog one. And plop that in there. Probably, oh no, I can't move that around. Could move the white circle around though first. Grab both of them. I could move it a little bit out further if I wanted to. Change the color up here. Don't like that. I'm gonna make a custom color. Same thing. And I could even change this background if I don't like that. Do that dark as well. Let's see what else we got. So this is kind of how I made my header up here using it's opening up different things. Using Canva, using Adobe Express. On Canva, once you get it where you like it, to save it, you're gonna hit share, download, JPEG, quality, and then download. Let it load. And then we can go back into my handy dandy web page. Hit replace because I don't want this photo on here anymore. I want this one I just made. Open it up. It's loading. Looks pretty good in there. If you don't want this text on here anymore, we can just delete it right off of there. It still will pop up with this on here until you kind of get that link going. See, whenever you hit preview, it goes away, right? But that is how I made my header and my images. That is using Canva. You can do the same exact thing using Adobe Express. They also have lots of different templates. If you wanted to put, so out of the way, your images down here with the text below, kind of how I did on these guys, you could do that. Same idea here. You're gonna start with a template. You could make your own. I like just going in and using a template. If I see something that I like, it'll pop up with other things over here. This one's not bad. I'm gonna just type in square and see if it just only pulls up square options. A little bit better. Pick one that we like if we can find one. This one's not bad. And same thing here, you can customize it how you want. It is set up similar to Canva, but a little bit different. A lot of times you're gonna want to ungroup things. So if you feel like you can do nothing, click on it and hit ungroup. And that will let you kind of go in and customize. Let's see. Let's click on this. Let's make this my name. Or no, we're gonna put my artwork on here. Let's title my artwork Doggo. Not Doggo, Doggo. I don't like red, so I'm gonna change the color here. I really like blue. And it works with my dog, so I'm gonna do that. I don't want that to say that. I could make it say wolf, 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 wolf. I really don't like red still. Click on the blue. Boom, that's looking nice. The word doggo, I want them to be grouped. You can hit Control Z to undo on this, just like you do on Photoshop or Illustrator. Shrink that, move it over, center it. Doggo. I really don't want this lady on here. Down here, it shows you layers, right? So we can kind of change this up. Let's hit replace. Upload photo. I'm gonna put in my doggo. Open. Boom. There he is. I'm gonna type in an element and a principle. We'll use form. And we'll do Unity. Form, because these are actually pieces of wood that I have carved and shaped. So they are literally physically forms that I've built in Unity. I feel like this piece is unified. One, most of it is that cooler blue color, and two, a lot of those pieces have different little textures on them. So I feel like it kind of pulls the whole thing together and unifies it. I don't want this guy, so I'm just gonna delete that. I don't want, nope. Ungroup. Ungroup, please. There we go. I don't want this guy. Just gonna delete it. I don't want this pink guy. Just gonna delete it. Now you can't see my. Gotta make this white. Click off of that. Ungroup. Also gonna make this white so you can see it. I'm gonna shrink this. Move it down. Let's say I like how this is looking. I'm gonna hit download up here, change it to a JPEG, start download. Yeah, we don't want that. Over here, it's saved. Hop back into here. Start deleting some things. Got a lot of different things going on. Let's put it in here. Upload that. Here it is. Open. Boom. Cuts off a little bit, right? I didn't leave any of that wiggle room I was talking about. So maybe I should have probably shrunk that just a tiny bit so we could see more of it. If that doesn't bother you, that's okay. Sorry, I can't click on my tabs. See, cuts off a little bit of that when you look at it. Let's hit present and take a peek. Yeah, so it's cutting the edge off. It's cutting the word forming Unity off a little bit in my doggo. So be careful, leave wiggle room. That way that does not happen to you. But the same idea here, just like we use Canva, you can use Adobe Express, the different templates to kind of upload onto your web page. The other option here is you could use Photoshop, right? You could sort a new file, print. You could set up, if you need a square, you could set it up as a square, 5 by 5 inches. Resolution 360. You could title it if you need to title it. You could choose a background color if you need a background color. I'm gonna leave it white. Create. You could open up images onto here. Remember back whenever we did our surrealism project, opening up images. Let's open up this guy. Slowly, surely. I'm gonna crop the bottom of this a little bit. I don't want this to be a square. New. Okay. Crop it. Maybe. Take my white move tool, slide it up, move it into here. I'm gonna scale it up just a little bit. The way I got those gold frames on this one is I just looked them up. There are different things you can add when you're working on Canva or Adobe Express. You have elements over here. Could add in a smiley face if I really wanted to. Boom. What else do we got? You can add in your own text if you don't have enough of those already pre-made areas to kind of put things there. They also have these fun different font types. Feel free to change up your font type. Okay, you do not have to do whatever ones are already on there, especially if you just make one from scratch. You can draw directly on here if you wanted to. Same thing in Adobe Express here. They have different shapes you can add. You can search things, different design assets that you can add onto here. So But if you're using Photoshop, and even if you're on Canva or Adobe Express, you can Google, let's see, whatever you want. Go to images. Just make sure it has a transparent background. So these guys, a lot of them don't look like they do. Okay. I'm going to type in transparent. A lot of these show that checkered, the transparent look behind it, but most of the time, if you can already see it, they are not transparent. So you want to look for ones that don't have it and then pop up with it. So this one didn't pop up with it. Click on this guy. Nope. Nope. Here we go. So this one didn't have it. It popped up with it. I'm just going to copy it. And I could paste it onto here. Control V. Boom. It's on there. I could frame my name or something if I wanted to. Oh, no. I'm in drawing mode. I can put it down here, wherever. Okay. So I can do that on Adobe Express too. I can copy and paste it. And I can do that on Photoshop. Oh, maybe not. We can delete this out easy, right? Take our handy dandy eraser tool. The background eraser. Do magic eraser. There we go. Clean out. Not perfect, but we could add it back in, right? Let me shrink my other image a little bit. Shrink. Put it in there. This history brush here usually allows you to add some stuff back on. Right now it's not letting me. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Nope, still not. That's sad. Okay. Anyways, you get the point here. Okay. I could add text underneath of here, and then I would file, export as, and make sure it's a JPEG. Okay. High quality, JPEG, export. And then again, I could add that to my handy dandy web page as a photo. Okay. That is how I made this. So it's up to you whether or not you want to use Photoshop, or if you want to use Canva, or if you want to use Adobe Express, and then put those into your Adobe Express web page. Okay. That is how I have set all of that fun stuff up. Again, this is just showing you that, saving it as a JPEG. When you get your web page done, you need to save it. How do you save it? For submission. Show you little screenshots here. You're gonna click share at the top, click publish and share link. Let's go there. So share, publish and share link. You can title it here and hit create link. It's gonna load. You're gonna copy this link. And then where do you submit that? Submit web page link. So you'll click whatever class you're in, wherever your name's at, you're gonna copy and paste that into there, okay? You need to make sure that I can open it before you leave on our final exam day. The only other thing that you need to kind of consider and look at is your artist statement, okay? You are not just writing about one artwork. You are looking for similarities in your artwork, okay? How did you make all of it? Did you do the same sort of research for them? Did you use the same program to make them? Did you brainstorm for all of them? Does your work have some sort of theme? Are you using similar color schemes? Are you using the same medium? Are you building off of previous concepts? Are you making all of these for the same reason? Are you passionate about all the same subjects and they are being shown in that image or the images? Okay. think about common themes while you're answering the how, what, and why. I'll make this big so you can see. So if you forget what are the how, what, and why are too, that is all listed here in that PDF. That page I just showed you kind of talks about them too collectively. Make sure it's clear, that the vocab is accessible, it's not overly wordy. Make sure it's not too long, okay? Make sure you're consistent. Make sure how you're writing, first person, second person, passive, or however you're writing, okay? Make sure it is all consistent there. And then also when I'm talking about consistent, make sure that what you're talking about within your artwork adds up to what I'm seeing visually on your artwork, okay? You're talking about you're using greens in all of them and you're not using green at all, I'm going to question it a little bit. And then make it look nice, okay? You don't have to do anything crazy. My artist statement, I just put a cute gold frame around it. All right. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Hopefully that helps out, makes a little bit more sense. What I'm looking for whenever you get ready to start on this, or maybe you're finishing it up, or maybe you've ran into a question, okay? Lastly, look over the rubric, okay? This is very similar to this very first page of requirements. It's just breaking it down into point values for you, okay? So make sure it's a web page. Be creative, okay? This is an art class. Challenge yourself a little bit. This is your final. Show me what you know. Show me what you got, okay? And then always you're gonna get some sort of grade for craftsmanship. Again, it's an art class. Don't make it look like a 2-year-old did it, all right? Take time. You have lots of time to work on this. Make sure all of your artworks are on there, that you have a title, that you've listed an element and principle, okay? Make sure your artworks are high resolution. Do not upload a very pixelated image. Make sure your artist statement's on there, the how, what, and why. It's clear, concise, and consistent. That the presentation of it is good, okay? And that you are connecting similarities between your artworks, not just talking about one. Make sure there's a photo of you. Your first and last name is on there, and the name of the class. And again, put some time into this, okay? Do not rush through it. I think that's it. Hopefully that was helpful. Can't wait to see what your webpage looks like.